Did you know that Mexicans today are the living direct descendants of the biblical Israelites? They descend from the tribe of Issachar. They are one of the 12 tribes of Israel, and his name means "he is hired" in the Hebrew. According to the Bible, where it speaks about the disperse of the northern tribes according to 2 Kings chapter 17, these are the same people who, during the time of the Assyrian captivity, came across the Atlantic Ocean on ships along with the other tribes, which took roughly a year and a half, that is recorded in the Apocrypha. When they first arrived south of North America, they adapted well and established a society with a currency, hydroponics, and even built pyramids, which are still located around Mexico today, which they learned when their ancestors were slaves in Egypt when Moses freed them. While living within this newfound land, they devoted themselves to serve God and keep his commandments, which they didn't do in Israel, within this new territory, while also being enticed to serve idols. The notion that they sacrificed humans atop their pyramids is actually false, knowing these were a people who once issued judgment for whoever broke the laws of God, which was a death penalty offense. Before the European colonizers landed in America, there was the Aztec Empire, which was governed by these people at the time. Here is one of many archaeological references that proves Mexicans are the chosen people of God. This is from the book titled Lost Tribes and Promised Lands by Ronald Sanders. On page 187, Friar Diego Duran came to see elements of a Judaic character in the old Aztec religion. At first, this tendency appears only as a fervent search for Jewish analogies provoked by Aztec customs such as the eating of only unleavened bread on certain days of the year and the use of baths for purification. In time, this begins to seem to Duran like overwhelming evidence that the Indians are indeed descendants from the lost tribes of Israel, and he opens his last and most important work. Along with this, other evidence such as the Lost Luna Stone written in Phoenician Hebrew found and located within their territory is more than enough proof aside from the scriptures of who they are. Even the term Mexican comes from the Hebrew word Mashiach, which means anointed. So calling someone a Mexican, you are calling them an anointed one or chosen one because they are Israelites. At the time, in 1492, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, the joint monarchs of Spain, agreed to finance Columbus's voyage in return for the gold, spices, and riches that he might find. These people managed to find the land in the west by reading Esdras's writings from the Apocrypha. When the Spanish and conquistadors landed, they killed many people residing in America who were living peacefully. Today, many Mexicans fight to live a better life despite the injustices, racial profiling, and being labeled as immigrants on a land which was stolen from them. We begin to understand these things by examining what the Bible says in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, as it speaks about the repercussions of disobeying God's laws, which the Israelites have to return back to in order to be saved in the last days when Jesus Christ would begin to revisit the earth to gather his elect who faithfully followed the scriptures as he was an example of.